I am wore out. Listener, wore out is Southern for I'm tired.
But honey, I'm so sorry I wore you out.
Honey, that's not what I'm talking about. It was
Well, then what are you talking about?
it was the international rally. I mean, it was such an awesome time.
It was.
It wore my ass out.
You're right. It was, but I thought you were talking about like earlier today, but you're talking about the rally.
The rally.
Gotcha.
The rally.
The rally.
The rally. Listener, hold on tight. We're getting ready to tell you all about our fun at the 68th annual International Rally.
Let's get started. It's the Riveted with Chris and Gina. Phew.
Yes, that's right. Listener, this is our recap episode of the awesome, amazing time we had at the 68th Annual International Airstream Club Rally in York, Pennsylvania.
It was our first rally, and boy, was it a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was more than just fun. It was I don't even know what word to give.
Exhausting, exuberating.
It was
amazing.
Airstream life altering.
Okay, I like that.
Will you go with
That's
that?
not one word, but I like that.
Okay, well, anyway, it was amazing. I mean, we had planned, we had prepared, we had strategized, we kind of knew what we were getting into, we thought, and for the most part, we were prepared for all that.
All that went out the window.
Yeah, we weren't prepared for some of the work, but we also were definitely not prepared for the fun and the overwhelming response that we had from friends, listeners, new friends.
Yes,
it was just
it just blew us away.
Absolutely. So we just thought we'd spend a few minutes. This won't be a very long episode because we know there's tons of people giving recaps of their
it's
fun
everywhere, all over social media.
Absolutely. But we thought we would give you ours from the perspective of our experience as first timers of an international rally, but also just a recap of the rally in general for us and the Riveted with Chris and Gina podcast.
Yeah. The Riveted Fox has to step in here and give their rendition of it, right?
Yeah, for sure. So when we decided to attend this rally, we immediately dove into volunteerism.
Yes.
And
we highly recommend it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Gina said, "Hey, Chris, we can go in early if we volunteer. So let's volunteer for some like really chintzy, easy things, and we can get in 4 or 5 days early."
I did not say that. I did not.
Well, that was our initial strategy.
I never said chintzy and easy. I did say let's go in early and volunteer.
But it did not work out that way.
It was early mornings.
Yeah.
On into the evening.
Yep.
Yep.
So
out in the sun, out in the rain.
Yes. So for anybody that's not been to an international rally, you're part of the club. Maybe you're not part of the club. I mean, it doesn't matter. But that rally is put on by an army of volunteers.
Well, the whole club is volunteers.
Right.
Yes.
And even with an army of volunteers, they still needed more volunteers. And so, this rally was I've already forgotten the damn dates off the top of my head right now, but
we got there on like the 17th.
Yeah, so we got there almost a week early. We got there on a Sunday night.
People started arriving, really started arriving hot and heavy on Wednesday the 20th, and Thursday the 21st, and then Friday the 22nd. That's when it was, babe.
That's
Friday
correct.
The 22nd.
Yep. You're right. And a quick little pause. I meant to mention this at the beginning of the episode, but right now where we sit as we're recording this episode, we are on the amazing grassy field behind the Airstream factory.
We are at the mothership.
We're at the mothership.
We came home.
We're in preparation of the Illumapalooza event that starts tomorrow. And so we have our doors and windows open. You may hear some trucks and some people talking, but that's where we are right now. I meant
it's
to mention
buzzing
that
around. Everybody's getting prepared.
Absolutely. So anyway,
let's go back to the rally.
We roll in on Sunday night, and they meet us at the gate.
Yes.
and take us to our campsite. And Gina and I like to be the center of attention. Excuse me, I take that back. We like to be in the center of the action. That's what I meant.
Yes. Well, you like to be the center of attention.
Center of attention kind of comes naturally if you're in the center of the action. But anyway, that's what we liked, or what we like. And so they escort us to our site, and they're pulling around. And this is a huge fairgrounds. Huge complex. Mm-hmm. It has a racetrack for horses in it, which is humongous. And they take us around and pull through, and we keep going and going and going. And me and Gina are like, they're going to put us in the back 40.
Yeah, like we're not going to be close to anything.
We're going to be as far away from the action as we can be. And we're like going and going and going.
And we kept going.
And so then they finally get us to our site, and there's campers parked in that area,
mm-hmm.
and but we are in the nosebleed section compared to where all the major events are.
Yes,
and we're dejected and disappointed, but we are like, well, we'll make the best of it.
There's a reason for everything.
There is, and so the gentleman that parked us, that pulled us to our site, he laid a strap out on the ground, and mm-hmm. he said, just get right on this strap with your tires.
They were going to back you in, and I'm like, nope, I got to get out and do this.
Right. So Gina got out, and he told her where he wanted the trailer, which, and we're going to go into this more in a minute. But anyway, we parked, and Gina put me right on that strap.
I did. I had him a half an inch away from that strap, and they couldn't believe it.
In
one little take.
One try. And
I was actually quite proud of ourselves.
Yeah.
He was like, I've never seen that happen before. And I said, well, there you go.
Yes. And so I get out of the truck and survey the situation, and he's standing there with Gina. His name's Jim. And come to find out, he is the co-chair of the parking committee of the entire rally. And he said, what are you doing tomorrow? And I said, we're volunteering for arrivals. And tell them about the arrivals, what that is, Gina.
So what happens is when members pull in to the event, and this is across the board anywhere, but at this one particularly, whenever they would pull in, there's someone there, the arrival team, that welcomes them, directs them into a lane, and they have multiple lanes set up, but they would direct them into the lane. And then this group would come out, one or two at a time would come out and put a sticker on your rig. And it lets them know, like, the date you were there, when your pump out is. It's just a lot of information for the arrival team to know, right? And the pump out team to know.
But what Gene and I envisioned, what I envisioned more than anything, was Airstreamers are pulling into the gate, and the first face that they see, is this smiling face that's like...
And we'd be like, hi!
Hey, welcome to York.
We're so
welcome
happy
to
you're
International.
here.
Hey. And like this super fun, awesome experience.
Yes.
And that's what we thought, well, man, we'll be great at that.
Yeah, because we're really good at talking.
Yeah. And that is what Gina did the first few days. I got immediately enlisted to be put on the parking team. And the thing I'll say about the parking team is I was we've been in Airstream for over 8 years. We just haven't been to an international rally, but I've heard through other Airstreamers that have been, doing it a lot longer than us, was that the parking team was this elite group of veteran Airstreamers that have been to lots and lots of rallies.
Right. Like they had already meshed and worked together for so long, they had it down, right?
Yeah. Like a dream team of Airstream owners.
Ooh, the dream team.
Yes. And the, and their parking strategy and their parking plan and so forth was like this elite group of people, men or women. And so, and in a sense it was, there's a good number of people that have been doing it for a lot of years, but they asked me to volunteer for that part instead of arrivals. And I immediately said yes, because it looked like it was fun. It was fun, but it was 5 days of 7:30 in the morning meeting, 8 a.m. they open the gates, don't close them till 6 p.m. And on average, according to the parking chair, we park an Airstream about every 2.5 to 3 minutes for 4 days straight.
I think it was 2 minutes and 42 seconds.
Yes. And so we did Monday to Friday of volunteering, and the only day we didn't do arrivals and parking was on Thursday. and that was because Gina and I volunteered for the vendor hall
Yes.
support.
Set up.
Oh, you did do badges on Wednesday, right?
I did. I
Gina
did
helped
for a
make
couple
badges.
hours, but then I went back out to parking.
Yeah, so we did 4 days of parking and arrivals. One of those days was rain. Fortunately, none of those days was hot and humid and oppressive. So
No, the last day was pretty hot in the sun, but that's all.
But yeah,
I got sunburn on my left leg.
Oh, baby.
I did.
Yeah. Well,
but just the left leg.
So we had put in a week's worth of effort before the rally even began.
Yes.
So we were
exhausted.
We were wore out before the first event. But
it's
anyway,
like we should have trained for that, baby.
I will also say, I will also say that I think both of us felt accomplished for diving into that level of volunteerism the first year.
Yes, and we met so many cool people right away. It was great.
Yeah, it was. So then that's all over. We're finished with our volunteering, and then we dive into recording podcasts and meeting new people.
Yes, we sure did right away.
Right away, and all total, by our count, we recorded with 10 Airstream folks. In our mobile podcast recording studio.
Correct.
And had a lot of fun conversations, and the conversations are not all about the rally. So we
did mention that we were there at the rally, and they were sitting in our studio, but we didn't talk about the rally in detail at all.
So we have lots of great episodes in the future coming up.
They'll be sprinkled in over the next few months
for sure. Yeah, but that was a lot of fun, and then we had this amazing experience. Let's see.
In the vendor hall?
No, the content creators meet and greet.
Oh, yeah. That was Saturday.
So
yes, that was right after the event started.
Yeah.
And we thought that, hey, we're going to meet with other creators and just kind of sit and strategize. And, that's all it's going to be. And which was great. Like, we thought that would be fun, So we quickly found out that others were invited to come meet all of the creators.
Well, it was on the official schedule of events for the rally, and they've done this kind of event for the past few years. Rich and Cindy from Love Seblin have put that on or administered it, and
they take care of the vendor hall as well. Yeah. So this was part of that.
Correct, and so we roll in. Thinking we're just going to have a fun happy hour with some other content creators and a few people. There was almost 300 people in this room.
Yeah, there was.
It was.
They just kept coming in.
Actually, the doors were locked when we arrived, and we were supposed to start at 5 o'clock, and they didn't unlock the doors till 5 o'clock. So as we were walking in with some of the other content creators, guests were walking in front of us, grabbing a seat and getting a table and stuff. So we had a fun panel of question and answers and introductions between a good number of Airstream content creators that were there.
Well, it was, I just want to clarify something. It wasn't really a panel. We all got up on stage and introduced ourselves and, kind of told a little bit of story, like a couple minutes each is what it was. And then we got to do Q&A for a couple of minutes, and then we mingled among the crowd.
Yep. It was a lot of fun, and it was overwhelming for Gina and I because, most everybody else that was participating were folks that have YouTube presences, YouTube channels, and so forth. We were the only folks there with podcasts, but we were welcomed with open arms, and everybody had a lot of fun.
No, it was wonderful. Yep. I just have to say, when it was over, like when everybody kind of got off the stage and was walking around mingling, and I started wrapping up some mics to get them out of the way so no one tripped over them right away, and I didn't mingle, like I didn't go off the stage to mingle, but someone came on the stage. This really, really nice couple walked up, and the first thing this gentleman said to me is, "Gina, I want to give you free beer." And I'm like, well, thank you.
I'll take it.
Absolutely. And he ended up giving it to us.
Yeah, we'll tell more about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But it was so fun. Everybody was so welcoming, so happy to see us all. And Gina and I just felt honored to be part of it for sure.
Yes.
And so that was Saturday night. And then we all went to opening ceremonies. and that was a big, I mean, event. You know, several thousand people in attendance. The big, beautiful stage, lots of formalities, and lots and lots and lots of flags.
Lots of flags, yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even begin to know how many flags marched in through there.
Yeah, lots of flags.
But they did introduce the executive council.
Yeah.
And our new president.
Right.
Yes.
Awesome. And lots of flags.
Lots of flags.
Damn, that was a lot of flags.
There were a lot of flags.
Holy shit, there was a lot of flags.
Okay, so what Chris is saying is there was like every club flag, every region flag. I mean, it was just flag upon flags upon flags. I had no idea there were so many flags.
Lots of flags. But
right, we get it.
We're glad that we did that opening ceremonies and experienced that, because the International Rally is a very, obviously 68 years. They have some amazing formalities and traditions that they follow, and evidently one of those is flags.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel, baby?
So anyway,
we have nothing against flags, but there was a lot of flags.
And here's this awesome thing that they also did. You know, a couple thousand people in this big arena, and as the event was over and we all funneled out of 3 or 4 doors, they had an ice cream social. And that was kind of fun.
That was cool. They handed out, like, they didn't like make the ice cream there, but they handed out, like, you remember the old like Nutty Buddies and I don't remember the names of them actually, but it's like the
cookies
sugar cone.
Thing.
Yeah, the sugar cone with the ice cream, and it had like the chocolate with the nuts on top. Well, they did that one and a cookies and cream one, and it was yummy.
Yeah, it was. So we did that, and then you dive in Sunday.
Well, wait, when you go out of there, then everybody goes out and mingles into their own little happy hours and stuff around.
Everything.
So
it's
always something going on.
Yeah. So Sunday was the official first day of the vendor hall, which was
it was just exciting. Everyone wanted to go see what the new and best, greatest things were going to be there this year.
And the vendor hall at the Airstream International Rally was one of the best vendor halls we've ever been to of any rally. You know, we've been to some RV shows that have got epic major vendor displays, but from an RV rally standpoint, awesome vendor hall.
Everything pertained to all of us as Airstreamers, and that was great.
For sure. One thing talking about the vendor hall that was cool for Gina and I was we volunteered on Thursday to help get the vendor hall set up. So all the little cool name tags that noted which vendor was where, Gina and I hung all those.
No, you did. You hung every single one of those.
I hung all of them by name.
You did great.
Gina helped make vendor badges. We helped. They put up the pipe and drape for all the booths the day before, but then the wind blew some of it down the day we were there, so we had to help put pipe and drape back up.
And then there was a table committee that came in and set up all the tables while we were hanging the tables and the chairs for each vendor.
Yep.
While we were hanging up the signs and sorting and getting badges and everything ready for the vendors.
But we had a really cool experience in the vendor hall that day that was a very, very intimate experience within the depths of Airstream as a brand and the Airstream Club. You know, there was only a handful of people in there, and because of the day we volunteered, we just got lucky enough to participate. But us, Rich and Cindy, Bob Hoffman, who is on the Region 3 and also part of the rally planning committee, and 2 or 3 other people, we all participated in getting the Frank Lloyd Wright Airstream into position in the vendor hall.
Correct.
Very cool.
Yes, it was way cool. And then, of course, you know, they park it and they open it up and we get to see it firsthand, up close and personal.
Yep.
That very first day, that was way cool.
No one was allowed to go in that unit because it was already privately owned, from what we understood, and it was there on display though, and it was gorgeous.
Yes. So we're very thankful that we had the opportunity to see that.
Yeah. Like I was the one that was like, bring her on back. Bring her. Come on back. All right. Left, right.
Now hold on just a minute. Is that how you talked?
Well, that's the way you have to with
and we don't use left and right and bring it on back. So, I mean, I feel like I should be in a song or something. Bring it on back.
Well, it was pretty cool. I was not part of that deal.
He's just running his
I
mouth.
made sure everybody was out of the way and
we just watched.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bob Hoffman was fortunate enough to be the one to pull that unit in and back it in and be responsible for getting it where it belonged. And it was front and center and prominent in the vendor hall.
He did a great job.
Yeah.
He always does.
Really, really cool experience for us there. So, all right. Yes. So now back to the rally. I mean, we just had every evening we had fun with friends. We had, tons of different activities throughout the rally, and we're not going to even scratch the surface of going into any of the daytime activities and seminars and events and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, just like in any other event, though, any other rally or gathering or anything, it is going to be what you make it. Like if you jump in and participate, it could be phenomenal. If you want to just kind of hang back and watch from the sidelines and, hang out in your rig some or whatnot, that could be phenomenal for you. It's always what you make it. But Chris and I, we just kind of like jump right on in, don't we, babe?
We do. And we pick our battles, pick our choices. And there was, at any given time, there was probably 2 or 3 things you could do that you wanted to do all happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's what makes a big international rally like this so worth attending, because there's no way you won't have something to do that you either have fun or you learn or you create an experience and a memory.
Right. And some people had to divide and conquer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, it was awesome. I mean, the Vintage Airstream Club party, the casino night, the band, opening ceremonies, closing ceremonies, the nights aglow where everybody lit up their Airstream marker lights, and
that was really pretty.
And there were block parties that the club put around throughout the entire grounds.
Yeah. That was a big hit too. I think that was new this year.
Yeah.
We don't know because we haven't been, but I think I heard that was new this year.
It was a lot of fun. We roamed. We hit 2 or 3 or 4 different block parties that night, and it was awesome. So the thing that Gina and I were very fortunate to do or get to do, and thanks to Rich and Cindy for arranging this for us, is on Tuesday of the vendor hall, we got a booth and were able to set up our podcast equipment to be able to receive guests to sit down and record with us live right in the vendor hall.
That was really, really exciting.
It was.
Yes.
And, our plan was to just push record, let people sit down, give us their name, their rig style, talk about what they had and their fun and experience they've had so far with the rally. And we did that on Tuesday and immediately put that episode up 2 days later on Thursday, which was current real time happening with the rally. Hopefully you've already listened to that episode, but
that was episode 54.
Right. So that we wanted that to be like a little snapshot of what was happening in real time, so that if you weren't at the rally, you could at least feel a little bit like you were. Right.
And in the background of, in our recording, we left the background noise happening so you could hear all the buzz and the conversations and everything that was happening within the vendor hall itself, so you could feel that energy.
Right. And Rich and Cindy were doing a video walk around inside the vendor hall that day that we were recording for their YouTube channel. And we've watched that video. I encourage everybody to go out and watch it as well, because when he gets to our table, he says, "Oh, everybody be real quiet, because there's a podcast being recorded right now. You're watching a podcast is being podcasted right now."
Podcast being podcasted. Rich is so funny.
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. And so we had a lot of fun that day, but it was a long day. It was a full day in the vendor hall. It
was, but it was an 8-hour podcast, which was really cool.
Yeah. Now that episode's not 8 hours.
No,
but
episode's like an hour, but
yeah, it was fun.
We were in there for 8 hours. It was fun.
So that was Tuesday. And then Wednesday for us was very impactful.
Oh, yes, it was.
We had planned prior to the international, we wanted to have a happy hour to thank all of the guests that had been on our podcast the past year, everybody that was in attendance.
Well, and we assumed that with it being an international, a lot of the people who had been on our podcast would actually be there. So we said, hey, this is the prime opportunity. We'll have the most collective of them together at one time.
Yep.
Let's do something special for our guest, but let's do something special for our listener as well.
Right. And we don't have a happy hour where you sit around with finger foods on a picnic table and sit. We threw a party, and so we had a lot of fun, and this happy hour over the week of the rally, it grew to in popularity to where we had no idea what kind of crowd we were going to have. I will say, I should have said this about when we talked about parking, but we were so fortunate with our campsite being back in the nosebleed section.
Yes.
We thought it was going to be a terrible location. It ended up being a great location.
Fantastic location.
We were slightly elevated above the racetrack. Mm-hmm. We had a view looking down into the racetrack with 250 other Airstreams in the park there.
I have to say something real quick.
Yeah.
And so by us being up elevated like that, so Chris already has a very tall flagpole.
Yeah.
And he's very, very proud of his pole.
I like my pole.
Everybody learned how proud Chris is of his pole at this rally. But because we were elevated, when Chris turned the lights on his pole, everyone in the field, all the way to the bleachers, could see his pole. So they knew right where we were located.
That's right. That's right. And the other fortunate thing about this location,
you were so proud, baby,
is that every site that's marked off at the rally was 16 feet wide. And we were fortunate enough, due to where they parked all the volunteers, and we were part of that team, they didn't park anybody in front of us. They didn't park anybody in front of that site, and they didn't park anybody in front of the next. We had 3 empty sites in front of our
it was
Airstream.
3? I thought it was just 2. We had 3?
3 empty sites.
Wow, we were lucky.
And so fortunate. We can't thank Jeff and Jim enough, the people that were over the arrival and parking to
thank you
keep that going up, because it allowed our happy hour to be epic.
Yes, we were able to have plenty of room. We don't know the account. We know it was 150 at least, but we don't know the full count. But we got people started leaving, and we're like, hold on, we forgot to take a picture. So we did get a picture with some of the attendees, and that's been posted. I hope you've had a chance to see it. But we were so fortunate to have that space for everyone, just to be able to spread out, relax. And plus, we had some really cool things happening there as a thank you.
We had, Gina and I had a couple secrets planned for this happy hour, and they worked out perfect. But as the days went on in the rally, and we knew the happy hour was growing, we ended up getting support from some folks that made the happy hour what it was.
Yes.
And we knew that we were going to have our buddy Bjorn and his wife Nicole help us. Bjorn has a YouTube channel called Belmont Bjorn's Bourbon Banter. He's a bourbon enthusiast, and he decided to give bourbon samples.
He did
at the happy hour, and
so we had a place set up for him to do that. That was great.
And then Gina, tell him about the beer guy that came up to you.
Yes. So back to the creators thing that we did on Saturday, and the guy coming up and saying, Gina, I want to give you free beer. Well, come to find out, they own Bike Rack Brewing in Arkansas, and it's a craft beer, and they brought us a big, huge cooler of beer already iced and ready to go. He's,
obvious Airstreamer, and they live in Bentonville, Arkansas. Bike Rack Brewing is in Bentonville, town that Walmart corporate is based in, and they provided us some free beer, which was very, very wonderful. And then Gina and I provided some wine. Here's the thing. Gina and I said, we'll buy 3 bottles of red wine and 3 bottles of white wine, and that's what we'll provide for the happy hour.
Yeah, we're thinking that'll probably be enough. That's about how many people we'll have there. And then we knew Bjorn was going to be there. We thought that'll probably be enough.
Yeah.
And then as the week went by, we were out buying more wine.
Yeah. And then there was a vendor here. His name's Anthony, and he has this amazing thing called the cooler keg.
It was really cool.
And he volunteered to bring a cooler keg to our happy hour that was filled with margarita mix and one other thing.
One was margaritas, and the other one was like a bourbon lemonade or something. Yeah, and I mean, everybody was ranting and raving about it.
So those folks, among other people, helped us with the fun and the libations. Our friends Carl and Loren were here, and they helped us with all kinds of strategy and support. And Cajun Mile did a lot of videography.
Yes.
Ramblin' Hamlins did a lot of photography. We got to give them photo credits.
Yes, we do photo credits,
and just lots and lots of fun. So we've put out a fun social post with a little fun short reel showing the happy hour shenanigans, but
a very short reel.
The part that Gina and I had pre-planned, and this is all Gina. Tell them what we did.
So we had a very special gift for our guests, which they were not aware of, and we just thought we'd surprise them. So I'm sure that
Gina likes surprises.
I do like surprises. Well, not to me. I like to give surprises. Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you probably have seen in our merch store our new stickers. Chris did a social media post about them and everything, and we know a lot of you've seen them because we've seen some orders come through. But we did something even a little different. So we made stickers that say official guest, and we handed those out to all of the guests that were at our happy hour that have been on an episode already. And I could not believe when we called them up front, I couldn't believe how many of them were there.
It was awesome.
It was amazing how many of them were there. But anyway, so we also wanted to give something a little special to our listener. And of course, we had to hunt all through the crowd to see who our listener was. But funny thing is, we found about 100 of them because we handed out buttons that say
more than that.
That say "I'm the listener," and it was really cool being able to give out these buttons, watching everybody smile and have a good time about it. They thought that was so cool.
Yeah. No. So Gina designed the button. It's a small version of our sticker, and then it says "I'm the listener" along the top, and that'll show up in our merch store here real soon. It may be in there by the time you listen to this episode, but we put some buttons.
They're fun
in there, and we also have keychains coming.
We do, and they say "I'm the listener."
But too. It was fun. Everybody in the happy hour crowd was not expecting it. We dispersed and passed out buttons to everybody while we played this fun song, and it was just a lot of fun between the listeners and the guests. It was just amazing, and then we transitioned into door prizes. And tell them about the door prizes.
Well,
Gina.
Yes, we always give some really epic, fabulous, shitty door prizes.
Yes. We're famous for shitty door prizes. We are
famous for it, and it's okay, So actually, we had
some were good.
Some were great. We actually had, and I'll get this one. We had some door, in quotes, prizes that were donated from No Lock Solutions, our friends Kevin and Deborah.
Yep, they gave out 3 maintenance kits, 3 different door prizes.
$50 a piece.
Yeah, they're very big supporters of our happy hour. Thank you guys so much for that.
And they're big supporters in general, and we like to give that back to them. They are awesome.
Yep, so we did that. We blended in some shitty door prizes with a few good ones.
We had our friends Carl and Loren from California were in town, and she donated. She has beehives and has honey, and it's called Golden Girl Honey from California, and she donated some honey for door prizes.
I would almost say, now that I'm thinking back, that I would say the majority were good door prizes, and the minority were shitty door prizes.
Yeah, they were. We have to throw some shitty ones in there. But
so we did a fun time with the door prizes.
Fun. Yes.
And then to cap it off, And this was a super surprise.
This was great.
And it came just as a result of us having a much closer friendship throughout the rally with this person.
Yes.
They had been on our podcast, but until we were able to hang in person at the rally and just chat more, and also we worked as volunteers side by side, we had talked her into this. But
I think you twisted her arm just a little bit.
I didn't twist hard. She told me that she's never met a microphone she didn't like. So the one and only Miss Millie O'Donnell, who's on the executive council and is just a well-known, well-liked person in the Airstream community, she did a little stand-up comedy for us at the happy hour.
She did. She pulled it off, too.
She crushed it.
It was awesome. Everybody loved it.
Yes, it was a blast.
Yeah. Of course, she was picking on us a little bit, but that's okay.
Picking on me more than you. But,
well, of course, you're easy to pick on, babe.
But it was awesome. It was a lot of fun, and that closed out our happy hour outside of some thanks and welcomes. But it was just great stuff.
I do want to say something about that real quick, and this is how quick witted and how quick her mind works. Because I think she misunderstood at first, right? Am I saying that right? She thought you wanted her to mingle in the crowd.
Yes.
And just kind of cut up and say things.
Yes.
But Chris said, "Oh no, we want you to hold a mic in your hand and be in front of the crowd."
I even had intro music prepared for her, but she said, "Absolutely not. Don't give me that much fanfare."
Oh,
she's a very modest comedian.
But you should have done that because that would have been fabulous.
Yeah, it's all right. She did wonderful. It was great.
She did, and a shout out, Millie. Thank you so much for that.
For sure.
Yes. Oh, actually, and right before she went on, we told her about a listener who had sent us a picture. Do you want to say that real quick?
Yeah. So during the rally, we got lots of things happening, and I get this ding on my phone, and it was somebody that sent me a Facebook Messenger message. And I read it, and it had a picture attached, and the message said that this gentleman had been listening to our podcast for about 6 months, really enjoyed it. He was in Germany for business. He was on the Autobahn driving in a car at 179 kilometers per hour.
Which is about 111, I think. And we tried to figure that out.
And he was listening to our podcast, and he took a quick picture of the dash of his car that showed the speed, the road in front, and the screen of the radio that had our podcast image on it. And the episode he was listening to was Millie's. Millie and her unicorn.
Yeah, it was great.
And so that was just so cool to get that in real time.
Yeah, and us sharing that with her just made her super, super excited.
Oh, yeah. It was really cool. So,
and thanks for listening.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had a fun night Wednesday. Thursday was the last day of the rally, and there was this flea market. We went and hung out down there. Flea market's not the right word. Swap meet, whatever it is.
Craft fair kind of was a flea market too, because people could bring that, but a craft fair too. And wow, who knew that Airstreamers were so talented?
Yeah, and that was a lot of fun. And then that day just almost flew by for us. I don't know why, but it flew
did.
by.
It was just like, okay, it's gone, and we're like, whoa.
And then it was kind of interesting to see the number of people leave on Thursday that they did. But for us, that day flew by. Closing ceremonies that night, and then the next morning, it's just like boom, everybody's packing up and hitching up and leaving, and I don't know,
hugging goodbyes and all that. Yeah,
I don't know about you, but for me, almost 2 weeks there went by in an instant.
Yes, it sure did.
And we were parked right beside Nick and Emily with Cajun Mild, like really almost right on top of their awning. And
literally like right on top of their awning.
Yeah. And,
sorry about that, you guys.
We hung out with them all week, had a blast, and they were volunteering to tear down tables and chairs. And so when Gina and I hitched up to leave, we weren't able to say goodbye. But we'll see them down the road in October. We're going to do a rally together. But anyway, it was just like poof, and it was over.
Yeah.
And
we came, we conquered, and we left, right? Isn't that what everybody does?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And so we just we wanted to get that out. We wanted to talk about it and talk it through and let everybody hear some of the insights into the unique aspects of the rally for Gina and I.
Yeah.
And
we didn't talk a lot about the little talks and seminars and stuff that they had going on, because each person has their own individual choices on what they want to do with that. So we didn't want to share all that, but
but the one seminars or talks that we will talk about is that we were honored to have Pee Wee Dale Schwamborn ask us to put a lapel mic on him for the 3 talks that he did here at the International Rally, just to capture those and decide, we're not necessarily going to immediately put him on the podcast. We're going to let him to decide what he wants to do with them. But we went to those talks, and
he came to our happy hour and
he came
saw
to the
everybody
happy hour.
too.
Yep,
yeah,
sat front and center and had a big time. But anyway, we're fortunate to capture that those talks of his.
Mm-hmm.
But just tons of stuff going on, and I think anybody that was at the rally with, as well as us, you have your own story, you have your own experiences of the rally that you enjoyed, just like what Gina and I just described about ours.
Right.
And it's inside of you now, and like if you had as much fun as we did, then I don't see how anybody could not go back to an international every single year.
I mean, we met people that's been to 18 of them. Yeah. That was amazing. I thought, here we were, this was our first one, and now I wonder what we've been waiting on, because we always were somewhere else, but now we have to make our plans to be there each year, because it was worth it. Mm-hmm.
It was more than worth it. Mm-hmm. And if we hope it was for you, if you attended, and if you're listening to this and did not attend, we hope maybe you'll consider coming to a future one.
Well, we hope this inspires you some. What we're saying here, plus, we know of the people who supported us with our happy hour and who are also content creators, like Love Subin. Chris told you to go watch his video.
Correct, yep. And
Cajun Mile.
Brad and Blair with 13 Adventures.
Yes.
Yep.
And I'm not sure who else has.
Kevin and Deborah have Our Second Life, as well as the No Locks.
I don't know if they've done a recap, though. I'm trying to think of the recap.
Oh, the recap videos. Chad's RV
Chad
reviews.
RV, yeah.
Brad and Blair, Love
That was
Subin.
pretty special, too, because Chad, right coming into the rally, found out that he is the #1 salesperson for Airstream in the universe.
That's
like
right.
the #1 salesperson.
Yeah.
That was fabulous to hear.
He sold a Airstream on Uranus.
He did?
He did.
That was a little over the top, babe. That was just, okay. That was just out there a little bit.
You said universe, Gina.
I understand.
You didn't hear.
You knew what I meant by that.
Well, anyway,
listener,
we hope you enjoyed this recap.
I can sit here with Chris all day long, but there's no one who can control him. Yes.
You control me all the time, Gina.
Yes. Oh, I do?
Absolutely.
You're not supposed to tell that portion of it.
Yeah. Well, we hope you enjoyed this fun recap. I know that there's stuff we're leaving out, but we just
I'm sure we are. There was just so much.
Enjoyed so much hanging out with everybody that we were able to hang and visit with, and hope you feel a little bit like you were there by listening to this recap if you weren't, and also just can't wait to see you at the next one.
Absolutely. And thank you for coming up and speaking to us and saying something to us, because we don't always know who's listening. But one cool thing that happened is, as we were parking people and we were directing or dropping them off in a location, in my instance, where I drop them off at a place where Chris and his team and Jeff and all them would pick them up, we would have people say, "You're Gina." And I'm like, "Yes," or "You're Chris." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah." And they said, "We know your voice. We listen to your podcast."
Yeah, they picked it up by voice.
That was really fun and cool. But
that was neat.
And then we got to meet them at that point, and that was really special. And thank you for speaking up and reaching out. We appreciate that. But
so we had 150 people at our happy hour, and we were giving our closing thanks and so forth. And Gina and I forgot to actually share with everybody, hey, check out our Patreon. Check out our podcast merch on our website.
Right.
And so we'll just do that now graciously. But if you love our podcast, if you enjoyed our parties, our happy hour, if you just
enjoy listening,
mm-hmm. If you want to share with your other Airstreaming friends about
Please
our
do.
podcast, please do. And then check out our page on Patreon. It's called the Riveted Fox Community on Patreon. We've got a couple different tiers there that you can choose from to help support us for the podcast. And then we also
few behind the scenes kind of things too.
We do fun stuff on Patreon, and more of that to come. And then we've got some fun podcast merch, different T-shirts. We've got the stickers. We've got the buttons and the keychains coming, and as well as some other fun merchandise on our website.
Yes.
So check that out. It's
we had people asking for it at the happy hour, saying, "Hey, we need this."
Yeah,
so
it's on the Riveted.
We'll have that out there.
Yeah, and that's on the rivetedfox.com under the merch section. And so between the merch and Patreon and just continuing to listen, we can't thank you enough in advance for giving us the support and the love.
Thank you. We feel so honored.
More episodes to come. We're looking forward to an awesome year 2 of the podcast.
Woohoo!
And
fun things happening this year.
Yeah, and if you're listening and you've not been a guest yet, what the hell are you waiting on?
Yeah, come on, be a guest.
Yes, reach out to us. All are welcome. We
want to hear your stories.
Everybody's got an amazing story, and we can't wait to hear yours.
Yes, I'm always up for a good story, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what, Chris? This has been a lot of fun doing this recap.
Absolutely. I knew it would be.
Yeah, it does make it feel like, wow, how fast it went by. And now I'm looking forward to why not, right?
Yeah. And the thing about this recap is because it was such a whirlwind of activity and it felt like it was over before we knew it.
Yeah.
We can go back and listen to this, or just talking about it out loud makes us remember it even better. So,
absolutely.
And hope that happens for you guys as well. Yeah. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate you listening. And
thank you.
What do we say, Gina?
We'll see you down the road.
Have a good one, everybody.